I want to start this video out by saying that violence is never the answer. Whichever side you're on, you should never rejoice in the tragedy of the people on the opposing side of your views and opinions. I don't usually make videos like this, but I feel like what happened to Charlie Kirk has to be talked about and discussed. Now, I'm sure that most of you who click on this video already know who Charlie Kirk is, but for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to give you the shortest version about who Charlie Kirk is and his tragedy. Charlie Kirk is a conservative political debater. He goes around universities to debate anyone, but mostly students, about political views and opinions. These topics are, of course, very sensitive, and debates can get very tense at times.
So, okay.
He can't debate, he just lies.
Okay, so let's just
What, you
calm
don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so
I
can we
don't
have some
care.
decency?
Whatever.
On the 10th of September, while he was doing his tour at the Utah Valley University, he was shot in the neck while he was debating with a student about mass shootings in America. His wife and kids were present at the tour. Charlie sadly passed away in the hospital later that day. And may Charlie rest in peace, and I wish nothing but the best for Charlie's family. That should send chills to anyone hearing the news about what happened to Charlie Kirk. However, reading the comments and posts by some of the people on the internet just makes me depressed. There were many people celebrating his death and even mocked his family. I won't share any screenshots of comments from people who are delighted with this tragedy. They are everywhere on Facebook, X, Reddit, and any other social media. It's just shocking how many people are celebrating this. How did this happen? Honestly, I don't know much about Charlie Kirk. I see his videos on TikTok sometimes, and some of the things he said I totally disagree with, and some of the things he said I agree with. The one thing I disagree with is his stance on gun control. He is a very clear gun rights advocate. Now, I am a firm believer that prevention is better than cure. I don't think that anyone should be allowed to own guns except law enforcement. But that, of course, goes against the Second Amendment rights of every American citizen to keep and bear arms. Now, this may not be the motive or the only motive the shooter assassinated him, but I say this because many people celebrating his death are saying he believes in gun ownership. He even said this statement. He even said it's worth it to have some gun deaths every year.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Now, I have to be totally honest here. That is a very poor choice of word from Charlie there. I don't think worth it is the right word to be using, but he still didn't deserve to die for it, even though I disagree with him. Who's to say somebody who's as mentally disturbed as the shooter won't find another way of illegally acquiring a weapon to commit this evil act, right? It's even possible to make homemade guns nowadays. The shooter, even though mentally disturbed, is a very intelligent person.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000.
There are, of course, many other reasons why people say Charlie deserved it, and the majority of people who celebrated this tragedy or says that Charlie deserves it have lost their jobs. I won't show videos of people complaining on the internet about how it's unfair for them to lose their jobs over their beliefs, opinions, and feelings. Now, I ask you this. If you believe that it's unfair for you to lose your job over your beliefs, opinions, and feelings, then why is it okay for Charlie to lose his life over his beliefs, opinions, and feelings? You don't have to mourn Charlie Kirk, but you cannot celebrate his tragedy. Celebrating an assassination is only encouraging people with similar mental troubles to think, I will be celebrated as a hero if I do this. People will be happy if I do this. The consequences will be dire. This cannot be accepted. It doesn't matter which side you're on, left or right. People with similar mental issues exist on both sides. If you celebrate an assassination, the mentally troubled on both sides will feel encouraged or motivated to act. Now, to those who are so happy with this tragedy, I ask you another question. Do you think you deserve the same outcome for what you wrote on Facebook or any other social media platforms? Do you think you deserve the same cold-blooded tragedy that happened to Charlie Kirk because of your opinions, feelings, and beliefs? The obvious answer is absolutely not. I have also seen many theories on the internet about how others may be involved in this tragedy, that this might not be a one-man job. That is, of course, very possible. But I still think it's wrong to jump to conclusions and post pictures and names of the people they suspect to be involved without any evidence. The internet is air, and theories like that are like airborne virus. It can spread and ruin innocent lives very quickly. One example of this is the student who was debating Charlie at the time of the shooting. Because he was asking a question that seemed like it was related to the shooting, people were quick to point fingers at him that he may be involved. Can you imagine a student who was just debating Charlie, as Charlie intended by the way, is now worrying for his life and his family's life? This is just another reason why the internet is such a dangerous place. Misinformation spreads like wildfire. People just believe stuff without doing their own fact checking nowadays. My hope is that people would actually fact check before believing some random internet post by some random internet stranger before believing it. And I think fact checking what Charlie Kirk said is also very important, because there are a lot of random posts about what Charlie said that is very, very controversial. And I really think the best way to fact check what Charlie actually said is to watch the video of him making that statement, not just a trim or edited version of that statement. Yes, he did make some statements that I feel are very, very poor choice of words, but there are also many blatant lies about what Charlie actually said as well. And I think the most popular out of context statement from Charlie Kirk is this one right here. Even Stephen King believed it in the beginning. But now he had to apologize for it, and Belfast Books just made a statement saying that they won't sell any more Stephen King books. So to anyone who say they are against violence but are rejoicing in this vicious assassination, you are obviously not against violence. You are only against violence towards your own beliefs and opinions. To win an argument, you have to stand firm on your beliefs. Debate peacefully. If you bring up valid and factual points, even if the person you are debating don't see it, everyone else watching the debate will. I feel the moment someone pulls the trigger during a conversation, the shooter's beliefs and opinions are immediately invalidated, because look where all your beliefs and opinions got you. You can't win the conversation with your beliefs and opinions. So you decided the only way to win is to shut the other party up. I think Charlie was able to sway a lot of people to his side. People who are on the fence, and even some of the people who were on the other side, because he uses logic and facts. Yes, at times he is wrong. And when he is wrong, we the spectators realize it. But you also can't deny the fact that he is right a lot more times than he is wrong. When it comes to facts and statistics, you think he's wrong, prove him wrong, and let everyone else see, even if you think he doesn't. The more he gets proven wrong, the more people will leave his side. People with logical thinking don't alter their beliefs by violence, but by truths and statistics. And I truly believe the most impactful thing that the bullet ever did was that it converted a lot more people to Charlie's side. I strongly believe the majority of people will go, whatever the shooter believes, he has to be insane and senseless, because look what it made him do. I don't want to be a part of his beliefs. This is not what humanity is about. Honest dialogue should never be met with violence. I disagree with Charlie Kirk on many, many things, but I definitely disagree a lot more with the shooter. Charlie is a firm believer of his opinions, and this might be very sensitive or very disrespectful to ask this question, but I think Charlie would still invite anyone to question him regarding this. If he were to make it out alive, and we were to ask him this question today, which is, has your opinion on gun control changed? I think we all know what he will answer. Nobody has changed his mind. While Charlie may be gone, his ideas and beliefs are still very much rooted and will continue to grow in a lot of people who supported him. And as I've said before, it swayed a lot more people to his side. It did not end Charlie Kirk in a way. It created a lot more Charlie Kirk. Thank you and have a peaceful day. Bye-bye.